So, what are you supposed to do when you are married to someone or are in a committed relationship with someone that just doesn't want to change? Hi there, I am Sayuri, a marriage and relationship coach at You and Me Time, and I help women keep their relationships super strong through life's busy seasons. That way, they actually get to enjoy the life that they're building with their partner. So I have to be honest with you, I am so grateful that my husband and we have never had to actually share a full closet. My half of the closet, it was like color coordinated and like everything was labeled and everything had a home. And my husband's side of the closet, it was like seriously like a black hole. And if he was here, he would be like the first one to admit this. And this was a big change that we had. You know, this was a big difference that came across into different areas of our lives, to be honest with you. And we've been married for 5.5 years. And even though my husband, it's not like me and he hasn't come all the way to the side of the spectrum, the reality is that there has been a big transformation that he has had in this area. Hey, so in this video, I'm going to show you 5 things you can do in your relationship, even when your partner doesn't want to change. Yes, I believe that you can transform your relationship and you can shift things around even without your partner. And that's exactly what we're going to be diving into in this video. Okay, so the first thing that you can try is to make a list of all possible solutions. This is going to be so helpful for you because it's really going to shift your focus from what your partner is doing or not doing towards all the possible solutions that you didn't really think of because you were bogged down with all the frustration. And here's the thing, you're not able to change your partner, but you may be able to change the environment. And when you're changing the environment, you are being strategic and intentional in creating the outcome that you're hoping for. So let's just say that you and your partner have been fighting because they keep leaving the underwear on the floor. And you're just like, I don't get it. Why can't they just get it together? There's a hamper right there. I'm not their mom and all of that. I hear you. This approach is not going to be effective, okay? What you can do instead is adopt a more curious mindset. And I want you to ask yourself, what are the things that are creating friction in the environment? You know, is it that they're not putting the underwear on the floor because the floor is just more convenient? Maybe where you have the hamper located right now is just a few extra steps. And this may sound silly to you, but when you're creating a habit, you want to make it as easy as possible. Reduce the friction, figure out how you can actually create the environment, the right environment that is going to help your partner help you. Okay, so the second thing that you can do is get familiar with your partner's belief systems. Listen, your partner's behavior makes sense from their set of beliefs, from their perspective. And this is something that I learned early on in my marriage because I used to look at my husband's closet and I used to think to myself, like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why would someone want to spend 30 minutes every day trying to figure out what to wear. They're losing things and forgetting things and trying to decide what to wear every single day. That's just tiring to me, you know? That's exhausting and the day hasn't even started. And the reason why I thought this is like, I kept saying things from my set of beliefs because I believe that organization means peace of mind, saves you time, it's like more calming, like who wouldn't want that, right? Until one day that I was just like, okay, Sayuri, you believe that your husband is very smart and very intelligent, right? And I'm like, okay, yes, you do. So I was like not coming at it from like a place of like looking down at his behavior, but like truly wanting to understand why would someone generally want to do this to themselves. And I started to see things from his perspective. And I'm like, okay, for someone to do this behavior, for them to be able to be okay with this, what would they have to believe? Truly, they would have to believe that organization means more work. They would have to believe that if they commit to this habit of keeping things organized, basically they're going to be spending all their free time doing this. They would have to believe, like, you know, what's the point of organizing things if things are going to get messy again? And then this is basically, I'm just going to be a slave to my whole organization system. And once I understood, like, okay, this is where he's coming from. This is really the belief systems that are driving his behavior. It's not that I was justifying him, but what it helped me to have was the empathy, the understanding to like really come at it from a different perspective. The third thing that you can do is to connect the dots for your partner. Listen, your partner may be resisting to change because he's just not seeing this as a big deal. And men are very aware of their output of energy. This is true. If they don't see how this is a big deal, how this is like, say, creating stress for you, how this is, wasting you time or energy, they're like, what's the point, And let me give you an example of this. So one of the things that I ran into in my marriage is that my husband will take out the trash, but he wouldn't replace the bag right away. In the meantime, he will leave to take out the trash, and I will be like making scrambled eggs, and I would have like the eggshells in my hands, and I'm like, I have nowhere to put them because there's no bag in the trash can. And then I have my daughter that I have to take care of, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with all the eggshells that I have in my hands? And this is just like frustrating, and it's just not necessary. This was my responsibility to describe to him what was happening, because for him it's like, I'm taking out the trash, like, shouldn't you be happy? Like, be happy. Until one day I was just like, let me describe to you what's happening. And I was coming at it from a place of like, I'm not blaming him, I'm not like accusing him or criticizing him, I'm just, let me explain to you what's going on when you're leaving the house to take out the trash. And once I connected the dots, and he saw that, okay, this is actually like unnecessary for me to do, I can just replace the bag and make your life easier, like, this makes sense, he was able to do it. So just help your partner out, like, just connect the dots. This may be the one thing that they need to actually change what's frustrating you. Okay, so the fourth thing that you can do is change your ask approach. You may not necessarily be able to change your partner, but you are able to change how you ask, and that can influence the outcome of the conversation. Listen, your tone, your communication skills, the timing that you're choosing to bring up this conversation can all influence what your partner says to you. Dr. John Gottman, he discovered that how you start a conversation will determine how you end the conversation. And there are many times where I feel like I just want to blame my partner. I want to lash out at him because I'm frustrated, but then I take a moment, I take a second, and I'm just like, okay, Sayuri, what is the outcome that you're hoping for? Maybe this is not the right approach. Knowing what you know about Julian, who's my husband, knowing what you know about him, how can you be strategic? How can you be intentional in positioning this conversation in a way that he can have a soft heart and be able to receive what you're asking from him? All these things can definitely influence your partner. And now we're down to the final thing of what we can do when our partner doesn't want to change. And that is to value the connection over the change. And I've been married for 5.5 years, and I've been working with couples for over 10 years. And I have seen a pattern that the longer you are in a relationship, the list of things that you want your partner to change keeps going up. And this can very easily make your partner feel like they can never keep up. Like, do you even like me? Do you even want to be with me? And every request can very easily become a personal attack. And if you're finding that your partner it's been very resistant to change, and their heart is very hard right now, this may be just a red flag of how solid your friendship with your partner is right now. So I would recommend to you that if this is the state that your relationship is in, for you to take some time to nurture that friendship, to let your partner know that you care for them, that you love them for who they are, and you love them first before the change. And what you're gonna find is that when you and your partner are both feeling connected and valued and respected, the change will come. So I just hope that this really resonates with you and that you find this helpful. So what do you think? You just learned 5 things you can do in your relationship even when your partner doesn't want to change. Number 1, make a list of all possible solutions. Number 2, be familiar with their belief systems. Number 3, connect the dots for your partner. Number 4, change your ask approach. And number 5, value the connection over the change. So which of these 5 things do you think that will have the biggest shift in your relationship right now? Comment below and let me know. Hey, so are you looking for more ways that will make things better with your partner? Click the link below for more resources. All right, there you have it. Now you know the 5 things you can do in your relationship even when your partner doesn't want to change. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video.